If you're in the UK and you're using these services from abroad, how does that affect?
Well, I have been speaking to people in the big service companies, and an example of the thing that they suffer and that really bothers them is this. Suppose you're Google. The sort of thing that turns up is that a family court in India grants an order saying that you must hand over the Gmail of somebody living in Canada who's never been in India, and you must keep quiet about it forever. And this really puts you in a bind, because how can you simultaneously employ engineers in India and give believable assurances of privacy to your users in Canada? If you're an international company, you want to do both. And what's been happening up to now is that the service companies have been directing all these requests to lawyers in California. And this is really driving law enforcement blue in the face with frustration, because it means that to get hold of stuff, they've got to fill out forms, submit them to the US Embassy, wait for months, blah, 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 blah. Now, in order to deal with this problem, what we really need is a new cyber evidence convention, like the Cybercrime Convention. That is, we need an international agreement which says that if courts in country A want access to data in country B, they should be able to get it quickly, but subject to some rules. And these rules are going to have to include, firstly, transparency, so that you get to know who got access to what when, once the case starts or once somebody gets arrested or whatever. Second, there's got to be respect for jurisdiction. So if a court in India wants to compel production of a Canadian's data, it's got to be run past a court in Canada as well. And thirdly, there's got to be judicial warrants, because in many countries you can't get access to stuff unless an independent party, a judge or a magistrate, has been convinced that there's probable cause and has signed a piece of paper to that effect. Now, the UK government doesn't like that because they want such things to be done secretly. They want warrants to be signed by ministers rather than by judges. And they don't want to be hidebound by jurisdiction. They want to be able to get at stuff in other people's countries as well. And that's because interception and surveillance in Britain is driven by the intelligence agencies rather than by the police. And so long as their priorities are what drive policy, then the police are going to continue to lose out and law enforcement is going to suffer.